Hey sexy crew, welcome back to Lakeisha's Sexy 40 Plus channel. Thanks for clicking on my channel. As always, it's much appreciated. If this is your first time clicking on Lakeisha's Sexy 40 Plus channel, thank you so much. I appreciate the love. Please join the family. I consider myself a relatable lifestyle New York City vlogger. So if you like relatable content, this is the channel for you. I am dipping into a new series in this video. I'm starting a new series in this video. I am going to be telling all in this series. So I thought it would be a great title, Tell All Series. This is new, and my content here on YouTube, this is going to be very much new. However, I felt it was very necessary. I am getting more and more subscribers every week, which I am very much thankful for. And I thought this would be a great way to show, or I should say, to let my viewers here on YouTube really get to know who Lakeisha Sexy 40 Plus is. So I had to think long and hard before starting this video. I have thought about it for months. I have thought about it for weeks. And I decided to do the series. And I thought this would be a great time of the year to start the series, because around the holiday times, everyone have different feelings. Everyone have different emotions. And I just thought it shouldn't just be all about Christmas. It shouldn't just be all about the holidays. I do and I will be doing a lot of content in my vlogs here on my channel, showing me getting ready and me celebrating the holidays. I actually love this time of the year, and I love this time of the year because it's supposed to make you just feel jolly. You see all the beautiful lights and the beautiful trees and all the beautiful themes people come up with, and it's just amazing to me. It makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel good, and I get to see family that I haven't seen for a while, and it's just supposed to be an amazing time of the year. We are blessed to still be here, and pray that we see the new year coming in. So it's just supposed to be an amazing feeling around this time of the year. However, it don't be for some people. So I thought maybe this would be a great time to tell all, to get into who Lakeisha Sexy 40 Plus is, where I come from, the trials and tribulations that I have went through and still go through. I thought it would be a good time to get into this series, Tell All. Like I try to mention, I had to think about it, because if I'm telling all, I have to tell it all, right? And with that being said, I always holler about relatable content and being real, keeping it 100, not being fake. So I had to think about doing this video, because it's like when you open up certain doors, you can't stop the world. And YouTube, the world sees it. So, of course, I'm gonna still put out what I feel comfortable with putting out. And when it comes to different stories that I'm going to be telling here in this series, I will probably leave certain people names out just because I don't want anyone to feel like I'm slandering their name. You know, I'm just basically telling my story. Just so happens it has to do with other people. So I can't leave certain things out if I call myself being real and relatable here on YouTube. So with that being said, I came up with some bullet points to start off this series, and I thought that I should start off when I was a child, and I should mention the trials and tribulations I went through as a teenager. I'm also going to mention here in this series about my young adult life. I'm also going to probably say and mention things that you didn't know, and a lot of people probably didn't know. I mentioned to my cousin recently, my cousin Kevin. I mentioned to him, we was talking about different things, and he's such an intelligent guy. And he was basically, I was basically sharing some things with him. So was he. And I basically told him, I'm like, cousin, I don't think that you know that I got married 3 times in my life. Well, I'm sorry. Marrying Hamo will be my 3rd time getting married. If you are new here, Hamo is my fiance. Hamo is my man. And yeah, Hamo will be the 3rd guy that I will be marrying. I got married twice before. And he was driving, and I can see from the corner, like, he was looking like, oh, he's like, I didn't know that about you. So with that being said, I'm gonna tap in to some real relatable shit in this video, in this series. So I hope my sexy crew is ready for it. If you have any questions for me, please comment down below. I love the interaction, and it also helps me here on YouTube. So comment down below. I'm not gonna take offense to certain questions, because like I mentioned, I am opening the door for this type of critique and these type of conversations. So come on, comment down below. I would love that. And while you're commenting, make sure you subscribe too. And let me say this before I get into everything, after I just spoke for about 8 minutes. No judgment here. And as I get into my series and letting you know who I am, I'm not gonna say I don't judge anyone, because I feel like sometimes we might say things or do things that we don't even realize it is judging, you know? But I don't live my life judging anyone and the decisions that they make. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Like, that's how my brain works. I don't judge anyone. I let you do what you do. So please don't judge me. So I figure I'll start by telling my sexy crew a little about my youth and where I come from. And I came from my mama and my dada. I came from my mommy and my daddy and the almighty Heavenly Father. Yeah, I was born to my mother and my father. My mother's name is Valerie. My dad's name is Eddie. I was brought up as the only child. I do have siblings. I have sisters and brothers. by another mother. My mother only had one child, which was me. When I was 6 years old, my mom left my dad. We lived in Brooklyn, New York. I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Shout out to Brooklyn. Yeah, my mom and my dad lived in a nice building. I remember the apartment so vividly. Like, when you come in, it was a long hallway, and straight ahead was the living room. Right next door to the living room was the bedrooms, and to the side was the bathroom, and that wall that was right there was a kitchen, and on the side of the kitchen was my playroom. And I had so many toys. So many toys. That's one thing in this series. You're gonna know that I grew up in poverty, but I didn't know. I had no idea. I had no idea. So my mom left my dad when I was 6, and I believe we moved to my great-grandmother's house up in Harlem. My great-grandmother, which was my mother's grandmother. We moved up to Harlem, New York, I believe on 116th Street in First Avenue, if I'm not mistaken. I have to confirm with my mom, but I believe it was 116th Street and First Avenue. And yeah, we moved to my great-grandmother's house when I was 6 years old. Was I 6? Or was I 5? I could have been 5, because I know I moved to Queensbridge, Queens, where I live now. I was 6. So I probably was like 5, or probably just turned 6, because my birthday's in January, so of course, you know, the top of the year. So I could have turned 6. I was 5 or 6 when we moved to my great-grandmother's house. And I remember a story. I felt I should like share little stories from my youth, my teenage life, my young adult life, my middle-aged life, to kind of get, so y'all can kind of get to know this little girl who became a teenager and so on. So follow me. And I am gonna make this a series, so I'm not gonna talk about this all in one video. So, yeah. So my mama was my mama, like, her only girl, her only child. She showed tough love. Like, my mama didn't play about me. My mama didn't play about her baby girl. You heard? And I mean that in all aspects. She was on my ass, and she was on anybody else's ass that thought they was gonna be on my ass. You heard? Like, mama didn't play. Still don't. I'm gonna share a story from my youth. Oh gosh. Like, I gotta think real hard about this series, y'all. So, and it's something that I'm ashamed of, but it was a learning lesson. That's probably why I have trauma over it to this day. All right. We lived in my great-grandma's house for, I forget how long, but it wasn't long, because my mama got this apartment here in Queens. So it wasn't long. It was some months, but it wasn't long. So my mama always works, ever since I can remember. She worked for the city. She retired working as a case manager for human resources of New York City. So as long as I know, my mama worked. And one day she went to work, and I remember I was in school, a nursery, a daycare, something. And we came home, I think my cousin Daryl, cause shout out to cousin Daryl. I believe my cousin Daryl used to come pick me up from school because my mother was working. And he used to bring me to my great grandmother's house, and I start my homework, my little homework that I had. Your girl found some matches on the couch. Well, I don't know where I found them out. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot where I found the matches at. But I'm sitting on the couch, and I remember watching cartoons, and I remember this story so vividly because I think it's, again, trauma in my life. Something I probably need to keep talking about. Badass touching the matches. Put the matches down. Your girl was flickering the matches. A matchbook falls on the couch. Fire, sparks on the couch. My little ass is like panicking. I didn't mention my great grandmother is in the bathroom. And she lived in a studio apartment. I didn't mention that either. She lived in a studio apartment. She's in the bathroom at this time. I wish I could beat my own ass right now. Like, I don't even like telling the story, y'all. Oh my gosh. Your girl lights the couch on fire. It's fire. I guess it was kind of a good thing that she lived in the studio, because instead of me yelling for my grandmother and telling her to come on, let's get out, I run to the kitchen, I get a big bowl, I'm filling it up with water, I run back, I throw it on the couch. So when I get back, the second round, the fire is like this, like huger than when I left it, right? My eyes is like this. My grandmother like, Keisha, everything all right? I smell fire. Yeah, Grandma, everything is all right. So as I'm doing, I remember, y'all, vividly, as I'm going back, like I think the third time I went to go throw water on the couch, it was a pot that she set on her. I don't know if y'all can remember them steel pots, but she had like a big steel pot. So before I went to grab the last bowl of water to run to throw on the couch again, I knocked the pot in the sink so that could be filling up, right? Y'all, I got the fire out. My grandmother still was in the bathroom. And I got the fire out. Thank God, I got the fire out, right? So here I go, trying to hide, because there was a big fire hole in the middle of the couch. I said, my mama gonna beat my ass. Sexy room. I took something to try to cover the black hole. My great grandmother's eyes wasn't good. Her eyes, I forgot what they call it. I think they call it like borderline blind. She wasn't like completely blind, but her eyes was bad. So, and she had like her own little area in the studio apartment. So she didn't even come over there to the couch to see the couch. But when she came out the bathroom, she like, ooh, baby, you smell that? It smell like fire. Somebody must be burning something. I was so sick. Inside, I was so sick. And to this day, when I think about it again, I'm so sick. God was on our side. So moving forward, so my mama got home. So I know the time my mama coming home, 5:45, 5:50, right before 6 o'clock. My mama is walking in this door, right? Your girl locks herself in the bathroom. Your girl locks herself in the bathroom. It took my mama at least, I want to say 2 hours. I don't want to exaggerate. I want to say 4. I want to say 4. But we're going to say it took about 2 hours for my mama to get me out that bathroom. She came home, you know, immediately she came in. She smelt it, she seen it. She banging on the door. She's like, girl, what happened? Come out this bathroom. Y'all can imagine. And then she noticed, like, all right, I'm not going to get out the bathroom acting like this because she really ain't going to come out the bathroom. So she tried to use reverse psychology on your girl, saying how she's not going to beat me. And yeah, I'm black family. I got my ass beat when I was little. Not so many times. I probably could count on one hand, how many times she had to beat my ass. But we're going to get there. But this was one of them times. This was definitely one of them times when I got my ass beat when I got out that bathroom. Because she used her reverse psychology. I'm not going to beat you. And eventually I came out the bathroom. And to this day, your girl don't like fire. Yeah. To this day, your girl is traumatized. Like, before I go to bed, I'm checking my stove. I'm taking out my tree now since it's this time of the year. And I have my tree. Your girl is unplugging a tree. I do not. And I say, I do not leave candles lit when I'm asleep or when I leave my home. I have to be present to be able to monitor the fire. You heard? So that traumatized me. And your girl, like, I'm scared of the fire. I don't leave matches and lighters around my children. Like, traumatized little old Keisha over here. You heard? But yeah, that was something that I did when I was a toddler, a little girl. Moving on, like I said, my mom, she found an apartment, which was New York City housing. It's called the Projects, NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority. Yeah, I moved to Queensbridge, which is the biggest housing projects in the world, if you didn't know. My mama moved to Queensbridge when I was 6 years old. My mama was the type, we live in a project, so if you're unfamiliar, it's a lot of like, they treat it like the backyard. Outside is like, if you had a house and you had a porch, they treat it like it's a porch. They treat it like it's the backyard. So a lot of people sit outside, play basketball, shoot dice. There's a lot of drug selling in this type of neighborhood. Like, those are things that go on outside in the backyard. So my mom, she was the type, like, she came and go. She went, left, came, went back. Like, so growing up as a child, I was in the Bronx. I was in Harlem. I was in Brooklyn. I really didn't do so much Staten Island, but my mama was all around the boroughs. On the weekend, we went to the Bronx to my Aunt Barbara's house, which is my mama's friend, but I calls her Aunt Barbara. I calls her children my cousins. Shout out to my cousin Lady. Yeah, she was the type that she came and went. So as I became older and I started junior high school, and I say junior high school because elementary school, I was so independent in elementary school. My mama, like I said, worked all my life. So I used to come home from elementary by myself. And that's another cute story I can tell y'all to explain like some of my youth and growing up in the projects. my mom used to work a lot, so I had a key very early. And let me tell y'all, I had that key, that one key that my mama gave me when I was like 10 years old. I had to be like 10, 11. I want to say 10. My mama gave me my first key, and I had that key forever. Because as an adult, I still stayed in that apartment. We're gonna get there. So, my mama gave me a key because when I get out of school, she was at work. So I didn't go home, right? No. All right. I think she gave me the key when I was like 12. I'm sorry, y'all. She gave me the key when I was like 12. But I remember 10, let me tell y'all why. Because I used to come home from school by myself, and I had to walk to the daycare center that was in the community. I had to walk to that daycare center. And that's why I kind of remember the independency. But I didn't get the key until 2 years later, until I outgrown the daycare center, and I had to come home now by myself. It was 12. I got my first key when I was 12. And I had that key forever, y'all. I remember one specific time when I was walking home from school, and I was around 12, 13 years old. And I remember the coat vividly. I had on a red bubble coat. And I'm walking home, me and another friend. I don't think she was that much of a friend because I don't remember exactly who she was, to be honest with y'all. And I have friends to this day. Me and her is like this. One of my best friends that, well, two, right? Yeah, two best friends that I've known since I was 8. Shout out to Tosh and shout out to Shanice. Like, I knew them since I was 8 years old, and they are my sisters today. So, I'm walking home from school, and I remember walking home with another young lady, but I forget. And these 3 young ladies used to bully me in school all the time. Bully, like, I feel like I want to start something and people get mad at me here on YouTube, but I'm just going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it 100. I feel like bullying has its pros and cons. Bullying to the extreme where you have someone wanting to hurt themselves, that's taking it too far, you know? You think, taking it too far. All right, let me just move on with my story. New York vibes. That is a helicopter. I'm walking home from school, and these 3 young ladies that used to bully me in school and walking home all the time. I'm walking home, and they snatches. I'm making a long story short, but they snatched because I don't vividly remember all the details, but I remember one of the girls snatching my hood off my coat, and we had incinerators. If you don't know what an incinerator is, it's like a garbage compactor where you dump your garbage into. She takes my hood off, throws my hood into the incinerator, and the other girls like pushing on me, and I'm timid, I'm scared, I'm not fighting back, and I'm just like, walking, trying to get home. I told my mama what happened when she got home. So this story is about Lakeisha Sexy 40 Plus, right? This series is about Lakeisha Sexy 40 Plus. But my mama, y'all, she was born and raised in Brooklyn. Like, she plays no games. Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. So I go home, I tell my mama is distraught. You think she would be babying me? I'm all, mommy, they was pushing on me. Oh, they snatched my hood off. And they threw it in the incinerator. Girl, that made her even more mad. And you crying about it? Like, the black families back in the 70s, I'm telling y'all. You hurt, like, toughen up. And basically she got in my ass and basically told me, if I ever not defend myself or take up for myself again, I'm gonna have to deal with her. That's basically what was told to me. And I was scared when she was saying it. I was scared when she was saying it. I was no longer scared of no one out there. I was scared of her. I needed it. I needed the tough love. Growing up in the biggest projects ever, I needed the tough love. So I'm happy she did that. I'm happy she did that. She made me who I am today. In the world, in life, living, helped make me who I am today. But yeah, that day moving forward, I probably had maybe five fights after that. Maybe. I had fights with 3 boys, and then I had fights with 2 girls. I had like other encounters with altercations, but that was me helping other friends. Me going to their school, like, girl. Now, I get to junior high school. Junior high school is where I met my fiance, Hamo. Yeah. Junior high school is where I met my fiance. I remember everyone in the neighborhood used to, and still do, respect my mom. And like I mentioned, it was a lot of drug selling and a lot of different things out here. And my mom used to come home from work 6 o'clock, and she used to walk past a lot of guys, and you know, they respected my mom. So, hello, Miss Valerie, you know. So I remember Hamo telling me as adults now, but he have told me that they used to run from my mom when they seen her. They used to run in the building and act like they wasn't doing anything that they wasn't supposed to be doing. Hamo also was my first kiss at 13 years old. Hamo was my first kiss. I was 13 years old. Hamo went to my mom on a walk by from work one day. She coming from work, and Hamo went to my mom and asked my mom, can I basically be his Valentine? He had a pink teddy bear. It was a double-hearted pink teddy bear that he asked my mom, can he give me? And she came upstairs and told me that this little young man, and Hamo was always a handsome guy, easy on the eyes. My man looked good, you heard? But he always was easy on the eyes. So she like, this little handsome, chubby little boy want to give you a teddy bear. She was like, his name is, and I'm like, yeah. She was like, well, go downstairs. I told him I'll send you downstairs to get the teddy bear. And I went downstairs and got the teddy bear. And that wasn't the same day that we kissed. I don't know if we kissed that day. I gotta ask Hamo. I don't remember us kissing that day when he gave me the teddy bear. And I doubt it, because if I had to go in front of my building to get the teddy bear, most likely my mom could be looking out the window and see me. So most likely that wasn't the first time. But I do remember, and I'm believing this was the first time, one time my mom was at work. And I was scared to death, y'all. But I wasn't that scared because I opened the door a little bit. But I had the chain on the door. And Hamo came to my house and we talked for like an hour, but through the chain of the door, like the door's cracked like this, and him and I was talking. He sat in the hallway with me, and we talking. My mom didn't let me go outside when she wasn't at home. Like when she was at work, I couldn't go outside. Like I said, on my ass. But yeah, the first kiss between Hama and I believe, was through the door. Yeah, I remember vividly. It was through the door. It was the first kiss. But Hama was the first boy that I ever kissed in my life, and then he was just like running wild. He was being a bad boy. He was being a bad little boy. But he is my good man now, so that's what's important. But so moving forward to me wanting to be grown, me thinking that I'm grown. I was in high school. Y'all, I really didn't like school. Let's say that. I didn't know how else to say it, but this is relatable, real content here, and I want to keep it real with my sexual crew always. So I'm gonna say that I didn't like school. I didn't like school. I actually love to read and I love to know. So me wanting to know, wanting to learn, like I feel like that's what helped me out when I was younger, because they used to try to kick me out of schools. I remember in the 6th grade, I was about to get left back. They actually said I was left back. We tell the real shit. They actually said I was left back. However, when I went to take the test, I passed the test. So they like, oh, we can't, they couldn't hold me back. But because I wasn't going to school, I was cutting school, and y'all, should have been my ass to school. I should have been my ass to school, but I really didn't like school. So I didn't like school, and on top of, my mother was so strict, which I love that she was. Today at 40 plus, I'm able to say I love that she was very hard on me and strict on me. However, with that being said, I noticed with me in school, I feel like that's when I had my freedom. We talking about junior high school now. I feel like that's when I had my freedom. So I used to cut school a lot, and it was so easy to do back then because they wasn't texting and calling you like they do now. The kids got it bad now. Like as soon as my son is absent from school, I'm getting an email 2 hours from the time they supposed to be checking in, which is great. I wish it was like that when I was coming up. I probably would have did a lot better when it came down to school and even having a career. We're going to get all into the series. I'm spilling it all. I'm telling it all. I'm not holding back. No punches. None. I was trying to tell y'all about me basically not being into school and me just making it, just passing because I love to read, because I wanted to know. I was just making it. You heard? So, with that being said, I did not graduate from high school. I signed out, because they basically made me sign out of high school. I was in the 12th grade. I was 18 years old, and they like, you 18. You either gotta go to get your GED or something, like you, bye. So, yeah, I dropped out of high school at 18 years old. And I think I'm gonna leave this part of the series here, part 1 of Tell All. I'm gonna leave that here, and I'm gonna come back to y'all real soon with part 2, and we're gonna talk some more about my teenage years, my young adult years, when I got married, when I started having children, the things that I went through with my son's father, with my first husband. I hate to say that, y'all. I hate to say that. And in the series, I'm also going to get a little into what I've been telling my sexy crew I've been going through for the past months. Well, in y'all eyes, y'all think it's been months, but it's been about 4 years that I've been dealing with this sensitive topic. But I think I'm gonna share it here in the Tell All series. So if you like this type of content, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions, comment down below and subscribe. Hit the red button down below. Join the fam. I'm trying to grow my subscribers here on YouTube, and I need your help. So make sure you hit that red button down below. And I'm gonna see my sexy crew, part 2 of Tell All. Peace.